Hi everyone, welcome to the class once again. I hope you're all doing good and the best of your health. The last class I was talking about the connection of capacitor, how charges redistribute and how energy is lost. We evaluated the formula for the loss of energy while capacitors were connected together. Now later on I told you about the principle of Van de Graaff generator. I told you all that it's possible for us to supply charge from a body of higher potential to a body at lower potential, and that can be supplied indefinitely. The kind of arrangement I have shown you. Now based upon the principle, we are going to show you here Van de Graaff generator. Here you can see a diagram. This is actually a basic construction of Van de Graaff generator. Here you can see here we have a conveyor belt here. It's an endless belt, there's no end. So we have a conveyor belt. So let me write down the parts, or let me write down the construction of the Van de Graaff generator. First of all, we are having a conveyor belt. So you can see here we have a conveyor belt here. This is the two pulleys P1 and P2 through which this conveyor belt is present. And then we have a two comb shaped, you can see here, two comb shaped. It's a spray comb and it's a collector comb. So C1 and C2 are two comb. C1 and C2 we have two comb where C1 is spray comb and C2 is collector comb. I will tell you why those names have been given as the class proceeds. One is the spray comb, one is the collector comb. Next to see here we have a sphere attached here, and this sphere is over two insulating stands. Let me call those insulating stand as S1 and S2. Here we have two insulating stand given as S1 and S2. Next to see here, as these combs are there C1 and C2, the comb C1, that is spray comb, is connected to a high voltage source which can supply charge. This is EST source. This can supply charge to this spray comb C1. Next you see here again we have C2, this connected to this metallic sphere. This is a very large sphere over here. This C2 is connected with this large metallic sphere. Next you see here we have a tube, a D-shaped tube, a D tube we have. Let me call this a D tube. In this it's actually protons, neutrons are actually emanated here, and they are actually accelerated through this D tube, and there's a target where they're going to hit and where nuclear reactions can be actually proceeded. Next you see here we have a steel chamber over here which is earthed, we have a steel chamber over here, a steel covering we have which is earthed. Next you see here, let's try to understand its working. How does it work? First of all, this charge source, what happens, it will supply charge to this spray comb. This spray comb will actually bring in this vicinity, the charges will actually appear. So in the vicinity of comb C1, charges appear. In vicinity of C1, charge appears. Now you see what will happen. As the conveyor belt is moving, what will happen? As this charge is here, the spray comb C1 will actually repel the charges, and those charges will be actually spread over this belt, conveyor belt. Now with this belt, the charges pass at the upper part, at this pulley P2 part. Here we have the collector comb. This collector comb is actually very near to this belt, and it's nearly touching the belt. If I draw exactly, it will nearly touch the belt. Let me show you all very clearly touching this comb to this belt. Now it is clear to us. As it touches, the charges will actually come to this collector comb. So this collector comb will collect the charges, and these charges will spread over this sphere. It's a metallic sphere. Over this sphere it will be actually spread. Now what will happen? Charge will regularly it will come from the source to this spray comb C1 through this belt to this C2 and then again to this metallic sphere. So what will happen? It will reach, its voltage will start increasing, and a point will come when air will actually give up and the dielectric breakdown will take place and charge will actually disappear. It will actually pass through air. What will happen? So at the voltage of approximately 10 to power 6 volt, what will happen? Air gives up, the dielectric strength of air gives up, and then charges will actually start dissipating through the air. It will disseminate through air. Now what will happen? We do not want this situation. So at a very high pressure, we are going to cover up this entire apparatus at a very high air pressure through this earthen steel shield, you can say that. So that charges go on appearing and a very high voltage will be created over here. Now what will here, this we have used the principle of Van de Graaff generator. We have used here and charges have been accumulated over here. Now what will happen due to this here in this D tube, it's an ion source, protons and neutrons are actually generated there. In D tube, protons and neutrons are generated. This is what we find in the D tube. As they are generated, they will be repelled by this positive charge. They will repelled by this positive charge and they will be accelerated in this D tube. They will be accelerated in this tube, and as they are accelerated and they will attain a very high energy. A very high energy they are going to attain, and with this high energy they are going to hit this target. As they hit the target, the nuclear reaction will start taking place. So in D tube, these protons and neutrons, these charged particles in D tube, these charged particles, or I will write these ions in D tube, gets accelerated. And they reach to the target. They reach to the target. They are going to strike the target. And when this high charge particles, this charge particle with high energy, as they strike the target, a nuclear reaction gets initiated. These ions D tube get accelerated. Then they strike target. This is what happens. This is how it works. I'll just be a very brief recap. I will give you charge source is this. Charge is supplied over the spray comb. It is going to be, the charges are going to come at the tube, sorry, at the belt. From this belt, it will be conveyed till here. Then that the collector comb, they will be actually collected, and the charge will start appearing over here. Since the air pressure is very high, charge will not get transmitted further. It will not disseminate through air. Its voltage will start increasing, and due to the repelling power, due to the repulsion of these charges and these positive charges, these charges are going to get accelerated. Remember, this D tube, the upper part of D tube, is within this spherical shell. Within this spherical shell, this upper D tube is present. The ion source, the ion particles are going to get accelerated, and with energy of equivalent nearly 2 mega electron volt, this much energy, with this much energy, they are going to strike the target, and then nuclear reaction gets initiated. Let me tell you, in our country, in Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, we have this arrangement, and it was established in 1970. In 1970, this arrangement was actually placed in IIT Kanpur, and so that a very high energy ions can be actually used to target, to bombard the target. The energy in IIT Kanpur with which they were passing, that was approximately 2 mega electron volt. That's a very enormous amount of energy for a charged particle. It will move with very high velocity, and with very high velocity, it's going to strike the target. So I believe that this concept of Van de Graaff generator would be clear to you all based upon the principle that we have already learned in the previous class. Here we have seen that you can actually charge a sphere indefinitely if you have a charge source, if you can maintain a potential difference between the one charge source and the one spherical shell at which you can supply charges. And by this principle, you are actually using it to bombard a target nucleus by actually accelerating ions and accelerating charged particles through a tube. Hope that this concept is clear to you all. Hope that you have enjoyed it. Hope that you have got. And once again, I'll give you a very quick recap of what parts we have used. Remember, we have a conveyor belt with pulleys P1 and P2. P1 and P2 are pulleys. We have two comms, C1 and C2. You can see that C1 and C2 I have mentioned here. So one is spray comb, spray because it's spraying the charged particles. You can think like that. It's spraying the charged particles. Then we have C2, that's the collector comb, that will collect the charged particles. Next, you see what happens. All these steps will actually identify what is happening. In vicinity of C1, charge appears, and then charge passes to collector comb, that is C2, from there to the sphere. Now what happens after that? At voltage of 10 to power 6 volt, what happens? Air gives up. That's what happens. But here this will not happen because we have maintained air at very high pressure. So let me also mention here air is maintained at very high pressure. And as we have earthen this covering, the shield, the steel shield, that is the, we have earthen it. So hence that's why charges do not actually move, do not actually come from this, and through air it will not dissipate, it will not pass through in the atmosphere. So hence we got this arrangement, and it is used to actually accelerate the charged particles. Hope that this concept is clear to you all. Hope you have understood the diagram. Once again, here this part, in DU tube protons and neutrons are generated. Then these ions in DU tube gets accelerated. They strike target with very high velocity, with very high energy. To initiate a nuclear reaction, we use this arrangement. Hope that is clear to you all. I wish you all the very best for this entire chapter. I believe that you would have started practicing questions. Do that. Do start revision of the entire chapter that's required. In the next class, we'll be starting a new chapter, that is current electricity, and we're seeing some more concepts till the time. Thank you everyone. Wish you all the very best.